Last time on Lawful Stupid.
You guessed it, I was drinking.
They didn't have to guess. And then
we convinced Kristoff to actually put the bracelet on so we can get in to meet the consul.
Yeah, and we learned some shocking facts, like Ambassador Shear, who's at this plot all the time. Not fucking Ambassador Shear. She's definitely her cousin.
Yeah, her cousin Linda, pretending to be Ambassador Shear.
Come on,
Very
Linda.
Twin Peaks twist. We had the cousin of the protagonist.
But we did meet the other 3 council members that were present. Council Welton, Council Ironback, and Council Silverstone.
And Kristoff learned a lesson in humility.
But only kind of.
But really, it was both.
We learned that the Red Roof Inn is known as the Crimson Roof Inn here in this city.
The Crimson Salamander, colloquially.
Trent is not a bartender. He is just a treant who poses as a bartender.
Dope food, though. There's a kiosk where we learned about the guilds of the city and kind of what they're about.
And then I decided to go seek one out while these guys grubbed down, and I defaced many properties.
That's kind of where we're at.
Perfect. So we're going to go into this episode with Kristoff having a chat with this person at the Arcanist Guild. And so you're in this lobby and there is just like magic all around you. And she says to you, so why do you want to join the Arcanist Guild?
Well, as both a sorcerer as well as a politician, I enjoy bending things to my will.
She kind of looks at you and goes, we typically try to keep like the pure of heart and or scientifically not cruelly motivated people to our guild.
I am dedicated entirely to the people that I serve and would only ever act in their benefit. You have my word, milady.
But there's that part where you said bend things to your will. Not quite always benevolent nature when you say something like that.
Listen, I sometimes, in order to preserve things, in order to do good, we must bend the powers that be, but only the truly vile break things. I bend, but I do not break.
Impressive. And as a side note, this is my 3rd episode. My throat's really hurting, so as character voices squeak in and out, I so apologize.
Me too as well.
It's gonna be a rough one. She looks at you and says, okay, well, if you would like to take the entrance test, that is something we can accommodate for you.
I am prepared.
I sure hope so. When she steps backwards, and the stick that she was carrying, she waves in a horizontal motion, and the world around you changes. See, the entire room forms, and you're standing on a pillar, and she's now floating in front of you, and there is nothing but empty space around you. And it's like sky. It's like you're really high up in the sky. There's some clouds, and you feel the rough wind, and she calls out to you, and she says, our whole goal is to shape the world around us. And if you're to do that, there must be a basic level of magical ability you have. So, if you would like to join us, simply walk to me.
So what I'm going to do is, my power as a sorcerer comes deep from my raw emotion. I am not a wizard. I do not study books, and I do not truly understand what these numbers and these patterns that I've seen here truly represent, or the rhyme or reason behind them. But I know what I feel. And I'm going to channel the feeling that I had when I walked proudly into the central tier of this community, where every step I took, it was as though I owned the space beneath my feet. And I'm going to take that same feeling and I'm going to apply it to the very air that extends before me, and I'm going to step out.
So are you eyeing her? Are you looking at the ground? Your eyes closed? How's that going?
It's almost like I'm looking past everything. It's like this beautiful skyscape before me, the woman before me who's doing this. I got the 1,000-yard stare I'm seeing behind him, and what I'm seeing behind her is I'm seeing Oxbane, and I'm seeing Oxbane, and I'm seeing it prosperous and joyful, and I'm seeing it with the people happy, and I'm walking towards that goal.
Do me a favor and roll an Arcana check.
I can't make it up. It's natural 20.
So you fucking roll 20 in this bitch.
Please do.
You step
justify
forward,
my actions.
You step forward, and the first step you take, you feel yourself dip. But shortly after that dip, less than a few inches, you feel the stone beneath your feet. And you take another step, and I think you glance down, and you see that as you step on thin air, small ripples roll out. And you continue to walk towards her slowly and painstakingly until you step in front of her, and she looks at you and says, "Well, that was atrocious. But you have talent." And she waves the rod or the stick, and you're back in the room, and she says, "I can tell you've had next to no training in the magical arts, but you're quite powerful."
I feel like I'm exhausted, right? I feel like I might be like breathing
That was
heavy and like
an
sweating.
Emotional get for you, because you don't have traditional sorcery powers or wizardry powers. You weren't doing the math behind it. It's almost like, imagine it or akin it to somebody in band, where one person's like playing off the sheet music and another person is copying the song by ear. The guy doing it by ear is doing so much more work to translate that into play than the person who's just reading it off sheet music.
Absolutely.
And she says, "Well, we would love to have you." And she says, "When would you like to start training?"
Immediately. I'm so taken by this. I'm just like, I've had like a revelation. Like I feel like Kristoff, everything he's ever kind of put his hand to, he's kind of just excelled at, because he's very much always stayed within his comfort zone, you know, as a noble growing up, and then he was ousted and he kind of came to the same situations that were comfortable to him, and you know, he's kind of stuck to the same magic that always made sense to him. He's stuck to the same planning that's always made sense to him, and this is the first time that he's tried something and just was humbled by it, and I immediately.
And so she extends her right hand. She puts the stick in her left hand and extends her right hand and says, "My name is Wendy. What
And
is
I
your
am
name?"
Kristoff Shindo.
"A pleasure to meet you. Well, if you don't have anything else, you can..." And she looks back and she waves the stick and a door opens and she says, "You can have a room."
If I could just beg a few moments to allow my compatriots to know where I am and what I'm doing, and I shall
Absolutely.
return
This is
promptly.
your room. And she waves the stick again, and a card flies to her hand, a simple playing card, and it's the 9 of clubs, and she hands it to you, and she says, "You're still new. This card will activate your door when you come here."
I thank you.
And she's oh, don't get it wet.
I will endeavor to do.
It's been a
What
thing.
happens?
People have spilled beer on it, and then it stops working, and it's really shameful. It makes you look like a child. You seem nice. I wanted to give you that tip.
I will keep it safe and dry.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So, I assume you want to go back to the Crimson Inn?
I am.
Okay, what do you guys want to do in the time that he did that?
Probably enjoying breakfast, air quotes, together.
Okay. Alright, so they're like chowing down. Do you guys want to have a conversation, or you just want to fast forward to
Yes.
them showing up? Okay.
So, Rowan, Do tell me. I'm interested to know. We've been together for a while now, and I certainly appreciate your company very much. So you just all around seem like a good guy. What brought you to Oxbane on ship? What was your whole purpose for coming over?
Oh, God, that's a deep question.
I don't mean to offend if you're not prepared for it. I understand. Just a little more about you.
Oh, not really. I was just on a ship, seeking port. It didn't matter where the port was. I was just kind of traveling about.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fallenus.
Tell me about that a little bit.
Fallenus? Or do you want to know where I'm from, or like the city? Because I'm from Carrig.
Both, yeah.
God, Carrig's just a little port city. Have you never heard of Fallenus?
No, I've never gotten around a whole lot.
That place? Oh God, it's ancestral home. Some elves, the Fey kind. God, what do you want to know? If you want the entire history of it step by step, I'm not exactly the person to talk.
If you consider our friend Christoph, I know a man who knows exactly. He's always got some ulterior reason for doing this or that. I myself am hungry for adventure, so that's why we're here now, I presume. But you, what drives you? What motivates you?
Honestly, it's not far off from you. Instead of adventure, it's inspiration. I'm looking for that thing, the spark that's out there somewhere that'll make my music great.
I get that. Yeah, I can imagine the thirst is never quenched.
No, never. Maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. But I guess you won't know unless you look, right?
It's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah. So, what's the harm? We're all gonna get old and die eventually. Just might as well see what's out there.
That is how it happens. Do you have any family of note?
I've got
siblings?
My mom, my dad. There was a kid, but I was gone before that happened. Not my kid, but my parents' kid. I had a sibling of some type.
Okay, I was like, was that you? You couldn't be gone before you were gone.
Well, no, I couldn't be gone before I was gone. But there was something along the way. But I left before that mess happened.
So you're not very close with your family, is what you're saying?
Well, God, what would be the term? Meager means, or very poor. They couldn't barely feed us, let alone us and another. So I took it upon myself to leave.
Well, that is a very sad story. How often do you ever get back to see him?
Every once and a never.
I see. Well, just know you're like a brother to me.
We become very close in a very short amount of time, and I extremely respect your resolve.
I appreciate you buying breakfast as well. And I take a giant glob of potatoes and eggs.
It's the least I can do.
And as you are having this conversation, Christoph enters the tavern, or the Crimson Roof Inn.
So I think this is going to be the first time the boys ever see me eat real food. It's not an occasional nibble of a hard biscuit. And I sit down at the table, and I'm just like going to town on this chow.
Christoph, I made sure to order the highest food that the nobles would like. I figured that would kind of be your thing.
I thank you, Rowan. You're a dear and a treat, dear heart. I'm so hungry, and I'm just eating.
So where have you been off to?
I went to the Architect Guild.
Oh, the one that Jesse was with?
Yes, that exact one.
Oh, what's that all about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Very descript.
Well, it sounds very adventurous.
Something.
Perhaps I should join the Architect Guild as well.
I won't deny it to you. It's opened my eyes in more ways than one, but I don't know if it would be something that would make you happy. Something
seems very off about you. Usually you would just say no.
I The well of emotions that have gone through me there, I would not deny that to anyone. If it's something that you can attain, I encourage you to do so.
Sounds not for me. Another bite of giant big potatoes and eggs.
That sounds interesting. That sounds like a thing I've never seen before.
Nor I.
And so it's starting to get late, and the tavern is starting to get full with more guildsmen, and you're seeing the people in black armor, the people in the white armor, and it's starting to fill up. And the music starts playing, and it's a very chill atmosphere as the night starts to take way for Eurie.
Christoph, here, have a drink, my friend. It seems like you need it.
I look at the drink longingly, but I think about the card and what was told me, people like spilling beer on, and no, thank you.
Quick, tell us about the Arcane Wars really quick.
Something is wrong.
I mean, there's so many mysteries surrounding it. We all have so much to learn. I've done readings on it. What would you like to know?
Okay, you're Christoph. Just making sure. I've never seen you turn down a drink before.
I had better not.
It's very interesting.
Okay, boys, what do you want to do?
Oh, I've got to check out that. What was it, Arcanist Guild? I have to check that out now.
Architects Guild.
Yeah,
I have a room
Architects.
there. I'm going to be staying there for some time. I have much to learn.
I guess now's better than ever. We solved the mission, solved the case in Oxbane, so I guess we do have some time to kill here. Perhaps I'll check out one of the guilds myself.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. I mean, why not take advantage of the situation, right?
Yes, please. Let's go. I escort them to the Architects Guild.
Okay. When you approach these two pillars, these two marble pillars, Christoph, you walk right through. Boys, you hit an invisible wall.
And I'll say, I just remembered again that this one is not the one for me. I'll be looking elsewhere.
We'll meet back at the Crimson Roof Inn.
Breakfast in the morning?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Hard biscuits?
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
The hardest.
Or do you want the fluffy?
You know what? I want them both.
Okay.
I want to make a sandwich with a hard biscuit and 2 fluffy biscuits on the outside.
Can I get a hard biscuit sandwich, please?
Oh, you want some meat in a hard biscuit? No.
No, there's lots of biscuit. So you walk in, and Wendy is there, and she says, "Oh, Christoph, did you get your affairs in order?"
I did, Wendy.
Perfect. And your friend? And she motions to Rowan, who's still outside of the...
He is a curious and stalwart of heart individual. I think he's sensed some sort of change in me. I don't know. And his curiosity has led him here.
And she waves her stick, and you feel the barrier go down.
I have to walk forward.
Okay. She says, "Welcome to the Architects Guild. What can I do for you, sir? My name is Wendy, by the way."
Hello, Wendy. Rowan. I just had to check that there's such a change in our Christoph in such a short amount of time.
Do me a favor, roll an Arcana check.
Oh, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
Alright, you're good.
It is a 4.
Yeah. You are in this room. And it has stone walls and wood walls.
I feel like I'm looking around huh?
Yeah, you're like, look at how amazing this is. Look at all the magic in the air. It's beautiful. And he's just like, yeah. These are alright walls.
It's definitely a place of a building. I guess I don't see what happened? What made him, what'd you do?
He simply joined the guild. That's all. He took our entrance exam and he passed.
Oh, that's right, because this is the guild of... You guys look for artifacts and things of that nature, right?
No, that's the Arcanists. We are the world shapers.
Ah, right. What's the skis with getting down with that?
You could take the entrance exam, absolutely, if you would like.
Oh, super! Yes, let's give this a go.
And she motions for you, Kristoff, to step aside out of the main standing area.
I do.
And she waves her wand, and you, the room just drastically changes to you. And you're standing on the edge of a plank, and there's this big boat behind you, and the sea is rocking, and it's raining, and it's storming, and she is floating 15 feet away from you, and she says, "Walk to me."
Oh, not a problem. And I just step forward.
Roll an Arcana check for me, please.
That's a 3.
You walk right off that plank, and fall, and splash into the water. And the world vanishes, and you lay horizontally on the floor, covered in water, and she's standing above you, and she says, "I am so sorry, Rowan. You don't have what it takes to be a shaper. Not right now, anyways."
I don't know. This must be a bunk piece of shit.
I'm gonna approach Rowan, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm gonna say, Rowan, don't be disheartened. These people here, they have much to teach me about shaping the world, but the world isn't your purview. You shape song. You shape that intangible spirit that connects all of our hearts. That's what you shape.
That's true. The world doesn't need to be shaped. The world's perfect as it is. People need to be shaped.
He's right.
People's hearts and souls.
We're two sides of the same coin, we are.
She waves her stick again, and you go from soaking wet to dry in an instant, and she says, "I am so sorry."
But it's not your fault. You guys don't know what you're missing. It's okay.
I'm sure you're right, Rowan.
Like I was saying, we're two sides of the same coin. I don't have a problem with the world. I think the world's fine as it is. I think people suck.
And I believe in people, but I think the world needs to be shaped. That's why we're such good friends.
That's why we work together to make this world a better place, piece by piece.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, we're gonna... Alice, what guild do you want to go check out?
I would like to go check out the Guild of Red Sun.
Oh, great choice. So you follow the signs, and you find the Guild of the Red Sun, who has these magical lanterns because it's dark, and it's kind of keeping everything lit. And you see these...
It's hella lit.
Yeah, you see these pearl walls and these pearl columns, and they have this red flame symbol on the outside of them. And there's guys in armor, and you walk in, and everybody just seems fine with you kind of walking into this lobby, and you are greeted by the one and only
Minotaur named Bruce.
What?
It's a Minotaur named Bruce.
Fellow.
Bruce. No.
No.
You walk in and you see a male drow, and he has dark skin, red eyes, and his right ear is missing a chunk of it, like on the tip, and he's got white hair pulled back in a ponytail. And he says to you, Welcome to the Guild of the Red Sun. And he puts out his right hand, which is in a gauntlet.
I will put my right hand out to shake his or grab the forearm, whichever seems like is most customary.
It's definitely shake the forearm. And your wrist hurts when he squeezes you. And
Noted.
He says, what
you
brings you
hear,
to the Guild of the Red Sun? Yeah, you do. You hear, cow. What brings you to the Guild of the Red Sun?
Well, my friends have taken leave to go visit the Guild for Architects, and I joke that's just not for me. So we were told by Vanessa that your guild in particular is one that seeks to fight evil and seeks to restore balance wherever there seems to be an upset of balance. And so I feel like this may be the place that if I'm going to join a guild, it would be this one.
Well, we do. We take issue with warlocks and demons or anything of the macabre, really. It's our goal to push right the wrongs in the world that the arcane wars set.
I agree.
Well, it sounds like you would make a worthy initiate.
Is there a test? So one of my friends had to take a test before he could get in. I'm not very smart with tests, but my physical prowess is second to none.
No, don't worry. We're not going to give you a pen and paper, but we will give you a test of morality. And he says, if you would like to join, you have that option.
Yeah. What don't he make an appointment or what's the deal with that?
If you follow me into the next room, we can take the test.
All right, I think I'm prepared.
Okay, so he leads you into the next room. And as you walk in the room, he shuts the door behind you guys. Except for he exits the room when he shuts the door. And so you're in this room alone. And in front of you is this crying girl. And she's just bawling on her knees in the middle of this empty room.
First of all, look around because I know it's a test. I'll look around or do a perception check.
Yeah, do a perception check.
Anything is out of the way? Any trapdoors or secret windows? That's a 6.
You see a crying girl.
I will kneel down to her level and say, "Are you okay?"
And she cries and she says, No, I'm not. And she looks up at you, and you can see like this faint red glow in her eyes. And she says, there's something inside of me. Help.
What do you mean inside of you? Like, do you feel a certain way?
You hear Foxwood. Kill.
Not now, Alaria.
No, really, this is a great time. Kill. There's something wrong with that kid.
You don't know that yet. Darling, what is your name?
It's Sally.
Sally, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here at the guild?
I'm not at the... What guild? I was at home, and now I'm in this room with you. Why am I here?
Sally, I do not know for sure.
Help me.
Okay, well, follow me out this door, and we'll see if we can find a physical of some kind.
Okay, so you turn to walk out the door?
Well, I will. Yes, we'll escort her up as well.
Okay. I assume a 21 beats your AC.
Today it does.
Today it does? Okay.
Only on Wednesdays.
That's right. Let's see. You're going to take 9 points of slashing damage. And as you turn around, you see this girl kind of twisted and malformed. She's still very much a little girl, but her fingers have little claws that have stretched out, and her eyes are red, and she has sharp teeth. And she says, "Help me!" And you hear Foxwood say, "Now's a good time to kill!"
I'll use my... I don't know if this is like an initiative type thing, but I'll say, Alaria, what is she?
And Alaria goes, "Looks like a fucking demon to me, dude!"
I will attempt to grapple the girl.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a strength check.
All right. Well, that's a 22.
Well, she got a crit 1, so you grapple her.
And I'll say, how can I help you? What can I do to stop this?
And she says, nothing, you're too weak. And then that's like in this deep, gravelly voice that I don't want to do because my voice already hurts. And as she says that, another voice comes out of her and says, help me. Help, make it stop. And Ilaria says, Atlas, kill it.
Oh no. This is the worst test ever.
It was,
God, it's much more difficult than my test.
Yep.
I will say, Sally, you have to fight whatever this is inside of you. I hear you in there. I know there's a better part of you that can fight whatever this evil is inside of you. Just keep fighting.
And you see the little girl twist a little bit, and she says, Sally's not here anymore.
I will headbutt Sally.
Okay, roll an attack. And you hear Ilaria go, yes, kill.
It's a crit 20.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Okay.
I want to mention that I do not want to kill. I want to knock out.
Non-lethal damage.
Roll 2d4.
You knock out her head from her shoulders.
Hold on. 2d4. 1, 2. Wait, no, these dice are weird. Hold on, 3 and a 2. It's 5.
Okay, yeah, you headbutt this thing, and it freaks out, and it's gonna bite at you.
Small child.
I'm gonna assume a 23 hits.
Yes.
Okay. And you're gonna take 9 points of piercing damage as it bites deep into your shoulder, and you hear Ilaria say, I guess I'm gonna belong to this child. Kill it!
I will go into rage mode.
Okay.
I got grappled. I will take out. No, okay, I'll let her go at this point and take out
Oh,
Foxwood.
actually, you have to. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You have to roll a wisdom saving throw. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I have neglected to respect this portion of your item.
That's a 13. Yeah, so she
You have to
has
attack it with a sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that portion of your item. I always forget about it. So you gotta hit that bitch.
Yeah, I have to hit her. All right, so I attack then.
All right, swing away.
I'm sorry, Sally. It's a 20, not natural.
Oh shit! Roll damage.
Oh no! In rage mode.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, it's a D12.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but I thematically don't think you can non-lethal in rage mode.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go. It's 11 plus 3 is 14 plus 1 is 4. Wait, that's 11, 15 total. You know what? She's in. Give her a constant. It's a wisdom save. No, not a wisdom save for that one. Hold on.
Oh, dexterity.
A dex save. Yeah.
Oh damn, 19.
Okay, so she's only gonna take half of that. So it's 4 is the half damage. She takes 19 damage.
Wow. Okay, so you cut her in 2 pieces, and the lightning doesn't even need to roll off of you to destroy her. And you hear Ilaria go, "It's about time. That thing was gonna kill you."
Oh, hey there. It's your DM. What's up, Lawful Stupid Army? If you haven't heard yet, we joined nerdsmith.org, and as a part of that, we want to rep our sweet, sweet allies in this D&D podcast adventure. Tabletop's probably more accurate, but hey, here's a taste of one of the shows on the network. You should go check them out.
Yeehaw! Welcome to WAND Radio. My name is Emmett. Whether it's your first year on campus or your fifth, I'll be your guide through this magical mystery thing called college life.
Emmett, what are you doing in here?
Nothing?
Okay, because this equipment is very expensive, and the university wouldn't like it if it gets broken. Remember, you, Rupert, and I are on in an hour.
WAND Radio, for your magical listening enjoyment on nerdsmith.org or wherever you download your podcasts.
Hey Shane, can you make a perception roll for me, please?
Yeah, what for?
I mean, we'll see.
Okay, yeah, let me do it. My fucking dice, piece of shit! Fucking fell off the table, I gotta go get it.
Every time.
Oh, God, you know what would happen if you had a dice tray?
Yeah,
Not
I
that.
would love if I had a dice tray, but I only keep fucking products in my home that are emblazoned with the image of our Lord Odin. You know that.
Well, actually, Dwayne, weren't you just telling me about this Odin dice tray?
Yeah, Darksilver Forge has this really sweet Odin dice tray. It's really high quality, and you can get metal dice there too. I think Shane needs one of those now, especially so I don't get my ears blasted out again.
That would solve all my problems.
Yeah, heavier dice, a dice tray? Oh my God.
But is it emblazoned with the image of our Lord Odin?
It is.
Yes,
Also,
it is.
if your lord happens to be Cthulhu, they have one of those as well.
No, I converted back in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Well, they have both. So, whatever your fancy.
That is
Well,
fancy.
and if you're already there, when you're in that checkout spot, you can even just use Lawful Stupid in the checkout code and get 10% off site-wide.
Whoa,
Wait,
We
That's
have that?
basically free.
So it's not just on the dice trays?
No, it's
Get
everything.
out!
All things being relative, that is essentially free.
Yeah, that's free.
Like in
It's
the
close enough.
infinite stars of the cosmos, like it's a sum insignificant.
Hashtag Lawful Stupid, we're not sure where for you early meets.
Yeah, one more time, Lawful Stupid at Darksilver Forge. You can get 10% off site-wide.
I gotta get my dice.
Yeah.
And the door opens. And
I want to mention that I'm saddened by having to do this.
And the door opens and the drow walks in and he looks at the corpse of the girl and looks at you and says, you passed.
I'm going to look at him, almost angry that I passed, and say, how could that have been a pass?
And he looks at the corpse and he says, we provide balance, and nothing about that demon was natural. So, should you want to join, you have an invitation.
You mean to tell me there's more things like that out in the world? I mean, I've seen some crazy things, but this is how they...
Witches, demons, the undead. It is our job to restore balance.
Well, if that's out there, then I'm out there fighting it.
Well, we will be happy to have you. And he says, what is your name?
My name is Atlas Feria of Oxbane.
Welcome to the Guild of the Red Sun, Atlas. And he hands you a cape with a fire emblem on it.
Hey, for all our fan artists out there, you just heard that I got a cape. Thanks.
All future fan art, please depict me with that cape.
Well, that is a red cape with a golden flame symbol on it. It can be as fancy as you want it to be. It can be as rough as you want it to be. It's your art.
+3 to stylish.
Yeah. I mean, Kristoff just made me fucking jealous of this thing.
I haven't seen it yet, but I can assure you I am.
Okay, yeah. So he motions for you to follow him. He goes, "Let me show you your room." And
Carry on.
he walks you down like 4 flights of steps, and he hands you a key and says, "This is your room." And as you walk through, it is a very simple fucking room. It's a bed, and that's about it. It's small.
Excuse me, sir.
It's
What
like,
is?
I mean,
what
it's
is- what's his
small
name?
for you.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
I did not catch your name.
You also didn't ask for it, Atlas.
Yes, fair.
My name is John.
John.
That name is my name too.
John
John
Jacob
Jingleheimer
Schmidt.
My name is John, of the clan Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
John, I suppose I'll be here for an extended period of time, training. If I assume
We
correctly.
can train whenever you would like. There's
So
no
I'm-
need to do.
So I can leave at times and come back at times. Or how does just whenever I'm in town? I guess that's how the guild works. But I don't know if there's a certain amount of time I had to be here to.
You, in order to gain standing and to really be a part of the guild, you need to go through training. But you're not beholden to us any more than we're beholden to you. It's your investment in us and our investment in you that makes us family.
Family.
Dear loser, Rowan, what do you want to do now that you flunked out of the Architects Guild?
Oh shit, that's a really good question. Let's see. Let me look at the other guilds that might have piqued my interest that I will remember from Vanessa. I don't want to do fire. I definitely want to be a mortician. That sounds terrible.
Necromancy, I bet. That's what they get to do.
Be hilarious, actually.
Hey man, the dead have stories. Dead men do tell tales.
That's
You
true.
be a
but I
speaker for the dead.
Could you
don't- Why would I
imagine?
want to do that?
That's
They're dead. They're gone. The time has passed.
He said you're dumb before he died.
You suck.
Love Rowan.
Forever and always. And eternity.
Lawful
Forever.
Stupid will be writing obituaries for all your past loved ones. If you want to go ahead and just email us at christophshindo@gmail.com.
Yes, please.
Cock in one
email
hand,
that
sandwich in the other. You know what? Let's see what the Arcanists are about. Let's see if I can go there and see if any of them know anything about this fucking loot.
Oh, good call.
I'm so happy that
We
you
were
decided
asked to.
do this.
We were asked to do that. Findle's like, "Hey, you should check that out."
So you go to the Arcanist Guild, and let's talk about that.
Let's talk about.
Arcanists,
Win,
baby.
baby.
Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things when can be.
Let's talk about
Sex.
Mm.
Just a little bit. A little bit.
Okay, so
Hold on, I
you
can't
go-
see Dwayne's face. Okay, now go.
Thank you. You go to the Arcanist Guild, and it is very simple entrance. It's just a wooden door with a golden ring on it to open.
Pull on that ring.
And so the door opens freely, and you walk through. And you see books on books on books on books, and these bookshelves are like 2 to 3 stories tall, and there's this lavish stairway heading up, and at the base of it is a woman, and she has silver hair. She's very thin featured, and she's wearing leather armor instead of like casual market clothes, and she's a high elf.
Yo, 420
Hello.
blaze it.
Hello.
And she turns around with a book in her hand, and she says, "What can I do for you?"
This is the Architects or Arcanists Guild, right?
I'm proud that you can read, yes.
Oh, well, then you'd be super fucking proud of this, and I whip out the loot.
And just jaw to the floor. And she says, "Is that what
It
think
is."
it is?"
And then fucking play a chord. Wow!
And she goes, "Oh, please don't. Oh, be gentle."
I'll be
she,
as
like,
gentle as necessary. I've had this thing for quite a while now.
Hurries over, and she goes, "That is the Lute of Wen."
Really, I've never heard that from anyone except everyone all the time.
That is amazing. Where did you find it?
I found it in this place. It was very descript.
Okay. Wow.
What do you know about it? I'm just curious. I've had it for a while. I know everything about it. I just want to know where you're caught up on the stories.
But I would listen. I would love to tell you more about it, but listen, you're not an arcanist. I'm thrilled that you have it and would trade you the world for it, but I'm not just going to tell you about it.
Do you own the world? Because that might be a trade I'm willing to make.
No, I don't, but I could trade you other artifacts, other means of power.
Well, if that means you want it, then I might not want to give it.
Then you certainly don't have to.
So what's your skis? What's this all about?
Our whole thing is to gather artifacts and relics from the Arcane War and learn more about it. And frankly, we want to set straight all the bullshit in the world. There are so many people out there that just tell stories about the Arcane Wars that don't have any idea what they're talking about.
That sounds super familiar. Are you guys Reclaimers? Is that another name you go by?
And you see her shift. She goes, "We are not Reclaimers."
Okay, good. Just making sure, because I've ran into them, and they're not bad or good, but...
And she kind of looks at you and goes, "Are you okay?"
I'm fine. Perfectly good health.
And she kind of looks around you and goes, "But you met a Reclaimer. Did you have the loot with you when you did?"
Super did, yeah.
And they let you walk.
No, I just killed them.
You killed the Reclaimer.
Yeah, what is that a hard thing? Like,
It's not
you guys
an
seem
easy thing.
very easily impressed.
Roll a deception check for me, please.
I would love to.
I'm not sure if that laugh is a good one or a bad one.
Well,
Depends on your opinion.
I have lots of stuff in deception, so basically as long as I roll higher than like a 10, it's like a 22.
And she goes, well, that is impressive. I cannot believe you vanquished a Reclaimer.
I know, I'm quite impressed by myself.
Well,
But I guess maybe that's the power of the artifacts. It helped a lot.
I would believe that. What brings you to the Arcanist Guild?
I just heard that you guys were looking at this, and I really just want more information about it. Maybe I'll join, maybe I'll not.
No, I can say that if you pledge yourself to us, we could teach you about that artifact.
See, but pledging, what's that entail?
Well, we would ask that you use your artifact to gather information about more artifacts and relics. We would ask that any more you find on missions that we send you on, or in general, you bring them back here for study. And any books you collect, we would ask you bring them back here, and especially if they're falsehoods, so we can file them away as such.
Is there a penalty for not?
For not what?
Bringing back things that I found. If you found out that I found them, but didn't bring them.
Yeah, that's our whole thing, man.
That checks out. Just making sure you're on the up and up. Yeah, sure, I'll pledge whatever. You know? We're great friends.
Roll another deception check.
Roll another
it's a 20. Not natural.
And she says, normally there's a grueling entrance exam, but you killed a Reclaimer. Listen, and you have the Lute of Wen, and if that's not proof enough.
I mean, you know about it. It shows me the future. I can just react through that to ensure or stop that from happening. It just makes everything a little bit easier.
And she kind of looks at you and goes, "You can see the future? As in,
Yes.
you control the future?"
I wouldn't say I control it so much as I see it, and then my reactions do something that could possibly change the future herein by what I did.
Interesting.
Ipso facto, quid pro quo.
And so she says, "Well, what is your name?"
My name's Rowan.
And she puts out her hand in the way that maidens do, like flat, expectantly.
I super like underhand up into a handshake.
And she looks at you quite clearly and says, "My name is Sarah. Nice to meet you."
Is your
when
last
you're
name
ready-
Nate? Please tell me it's Nate. We're
No.
destined to be together if it's... Okay,
No,
it's not.
it's
Okay, we're
not.
safe.
Listen, there's lots of training that we would like you to go through, regardless of your high status. But we will give you a room here, and she hands you a silver coin, and says, "When you get to your room," and motions to a hallway, you will know what to do with that.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not doing any training. You should have mentioned that before the deal, not afterwards. It's not valid. But I'll be in the room. Bye.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Sarah.
Goodbye. And you head to your room, and you find it, and when you get there, there's a circle that the coin fits.
Ooh.
Put it
That's-
in, and you
yeah.
get one level up.
You place it in there, and the door opens.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
a very
sweet.
small, square room with a bed.
Is it small?
Yeah, small, bro. Welcome to Initiate's exam. You can lie your way into the guild. You're not that important.
As far as they know.
You ain't
I need
going
some
to-
extra room for my loot. You know, the Lute of Wen.
Sarah, this is completely unacceptable for a reclaimer slayer such as I.
Yeah, alright. So, yeah, cool. So, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to sleep
I
in your
want-
rooms, or reconvene, or...
Well, you haven't described my room yet. Is it small with nothing in it but a bed?
Your room's a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger. You do have a very simple bed, but there is room to work. Because that is
Hey!
where they expect you to do your work.
Pretty hype.
That's why it's a very simple... Your guild is literally like a basic room and a couple doors that you could see. But outside of that, it was not as lavish and as large looking as theirs. Being world shapers and all. Wink.
I want to find a guard.
Okay, sure, you find a guard.
And I ask him, greetings, I would like
Hail
you to
and
send
well
a
met.
message. Hail and well met, my dude.
Love these guards.
I would like to send a message to one ambassador here.
You mean councilship?
Yeah, council here. We call it ambassador where I come from, Oxbane.
Okay, yeah, sure. What? Yeah, absolutely.
I just want you to let her know that she was very kind to us and sent us an invitation to utilize a room in the local inn. But I do not believe it will be necessary, and I would not want her to incur any loss on our behalf.
I will take care of that. Very kind and quite smart. All right, yeah. So he jots that down.
And then I head back to my room.
Okay, cool. So yeah, unless you guys want to do anything different, we'll go bedtime, and then we'll start in the morning.
Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Okay, so you guys want to do training?
Well, we meet up for breakfast.
Oh yeah, you guys meet for
For sure.
breakfast at the Crimson Inn.
Boys!
Good morning.
Hey!
So how was the guild thing yesterday, Rowan?
It was terrible. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't my thing.
Where did you guys end up? What guild did you guys establish?
Oh wait, Rowan's not with you?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So yeah, where did you end up?
Oh, I'm with the Arcanist guys.
Oh, okay. They do the magical. That makes sense. You have the Lute of Wen.
This seems
Yeah,
pretty
exactly. They're
appropriate.
super impressed. They're so dumb.
They are very dumb. It is a dumb loot that only tells lies. We all established that.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think it's pretty accurate nowadays.
Nah, I don't know.
Last time
Yeah.
I showed you murdered Kristoff.
Yeah. Oh, I murdered Kristoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember we talked about that?
I thought you were just
Yeah,
dead. Now
in
that I'd
fact,
actually
one of
done
my
it.
favorite parts of this whole podcast has been Kristoff going, "Are we cool, Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're great. Okay, play it again. Play it again."
So maybe it's not a great loot.
It just tells lies. Remember? And then we went to the graveyard of Wen, and the gravestones told lies. It's basically a lie loot.
Mm.
It's a lie. It's not a loot. It's a liar.
Ah!
That's why it
D&D
belongs to me.
Lyre. Get it?
D&D After Dark.
It's a
Lawful
type of
Stupid.
harp.
String instrument. I love it.
Well, congratulations on getting into your Arcanist guild. I know you're already in the Architect guild.
Correct.
Oh, where'd you end up?
Guess which one I got to get into.
You went to the
Anvils, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
You would just play some bets. You guys want to play some bets?
Well, not now.
Dang it! Yeah, I did this all wrong. Okay, yeah, you're wrong. I went to the Guild of the Red Sun, actually.
Oh, those are the Demon Slayers, yes?
Well, unbeknownst to me
And
at
you
the
hear
time,
Alaria
yes.
go, yes.
Alaria is very. I'm making her a very happy sword. We're both I feel like we're both winning this.
I mean,
most relationships are give and take.
if there was a demon to slay, it might be the one that plagues you constantly and tells you to murder all of those that are dear to you.
You're right. I'm not sure if she's actually a demon herself. So the give and take, like I give her a demon, she takes his life, and that's just kind of how that works.
Fair.
So,
We're
yeah,
good.
We're
I
not
guess
demons. That's cool.
I'm glad that we've all kind of settled in.
I just nudge them and be like, don't ever become demons.
I have infernal heritage. I have no guarantees.
I'll do whatever I want.
Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy, you know?
Looks at character sheet. Lawful evil. Yep, you got it. No worries.
Just don't come to me in the form of a little girl who wants my help and then scratch and bite me. That's what happened yesterday.
I promise you on all of my ancestors. I will never appear to you in the form of a tiny girl.
What happened to you? God, do I need to go there and see what's going on with that?
You don't ever want to go through that. I don't know where they found the demon. They just have it like there to test people.
Is there rules against joining more than one guild?
Probably.
Well, that's dumb.
Do me a favor, everybody roll a perception check.
Oh god, no. Why? Bones.
Everything terrible just happened.
Dog.
16.
16?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Devin?
I got a 19. That's like my first real
I got a
good
16.
rolls.
Oh, everybody got good rolls. You guys notice a dwarf walking out, and he has a very familiar looking hammer.
Dwarf.
It
Hammer.
has a head. The head of that hammer was shaped like a ram's head. And he walks out of the inn.
Guys, does that thing look familiar to you? Like, I feel like I've seen it. I feel like someone's telling me I've seen it, but I can't remember
Isn't
it whatsoever.
that the hammer that was in the cave? That we took the loot instead of the hammer? I don't remember.
That was years ago.
It was literally a different year. It's the year of 2017.
And Kristoff, with your nat 20, as he says that, you distinctly remember it being that artifact.
Donka. Yeah, no, you're right, Atlas. That was exactly that happened that we saw in the cave with the artifacts. We should probably go talk to that guy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
It's probably an artifact.
Yeah, let's go right now.
Yeah,
let's go.
And as
Dwarf,
you guys
run.
go for the door, the world kind of grays and almost episodically ends as you guys are all heading towards the door. And that's where the episode's going to end, boys.
The world fades from black on a pathway illuminated in a dark emerald glow. The source of light hidden between two giant doors ajar. As the camera pans down in a spiral, our view hovers above the emerald-filled pathway of stone and dirt. The view centered on the space between the doors. A swirling wind picks up in the center of the emerald light. The wind in the underground passage roars to life, pulling us closer. The doors burst inward, disappearing completely in the shades of green illumination. Then, as if by surprise, a large two-legged creature steps forth into view. Bathed in light, its features are impossible to make out. Humanoid in nature, with two giant horns atop its head, the monstrous figure stands unnaturally tall in the already eerily large doorway. It takes a step forward, still masked by the blinding green light behind it. Then 2 more cross the threshold of wind and light. Then 2 more. And then 2 more. And then our view fades on the dozens of silhouettes marching forward.
Oh, bunk.
Now we'll never know, because we're all gonna die. The next episode's recorded.
I'm just gonna start playing my lute all the time to see into the future, and then we'll just act accordingly.
I like the idea that you think that you've controlled the loot. That's my favorite part.
Tiddly tiddly.
I'm just gonna, most of the time I don't care, so I just whenever I do play it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I wanted that.
So, I want to say thanks for listening. We have a Patreon, so if you feel so inclined, please give us your hard-earned dollars. It makes the podcast much better. Like, we're doing, the recording is so much easier right now. So much easier. So
Yeah, and even if you don't feel inclined, like, check this out. Oh, Persuasion, nat 20. You should just do it.
On that token, I just want to say, these are real rolls. I wish they weren't so good. I'm going to start lying about my rolls just so they're not good.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I rolled a 3 and a 4, so that's all natural.
And I have to think, I mean, the only thing that really makes sense is the fact that I got these dice from Paladin Roleplaying. Paladin Roleplaying, a better way to roleplay. Frankly,
I don't know. We have those ad spots, and you're gonna put them on the back end. Yeah, we also have a website, lawfulstupid.org, and we're all over the socials. So we want to say thank you. And iTunes reviews are super useful for us. They get us higher up in the ranking. They get us more visibility, and we are just floored with the amount of interaction we've had with you guys recently. So thank you so much.
And it's very important to us to the extent that we're going to read it on air like we did a couple episodes back where we read that iTunes review. So if you leave one and you wanted to say, like, I don't know, hi, Mom, I love you very much, I mean, we would probably read that. So
we're going to read it for sure.
That being said, like, if you, I'm so down to do, like, a billboard type deal. If you just send in emails and give us some advice, feedback, and then, like, a little message, I'll super do that in the middle of the podcast.
Pretty much. Have you interacted with us in pretty much any way? We're going to say it.
We're going to be so excited, yeah.
Yeah, look at this audience participation we have.
We're going to do great.
Look at this team.
Look at this team. So, yeah, I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. We've got some other cool things going on, but we don't want to spoil them yet. So, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We love you very much.
Bye.
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 Bye.